The death toll from the coronavirus has surpassed the number of deaths from SARS virus in 2002, but basically all those deaths are within mainland China. Cases have been confirmed in 26 other countries and territories, spanning North America, Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. This as Beijing accuses Washington of feeding hysteria for imposing a travel ban on foreign nationals who have recently been to China and partially withdrawing its embassy staff. Stephen Zhang has more.
With the numbers looking grimmer by the day from the epicenter, the deadly coronavirus has now entered the arena of international politics. China on Monday lashed out at the U.S. government's response to this outbreak, accusing Washington of grossly overreacting and fanning mass hysteria around the world. A foreign ministry spokeswoman said while other countries have shown support to China's efforts to contain the virus, the U.S. government so far has not provided China with any assistance, and instead, the U.S. was the first country to pull out its consulate staff from Wuhan, the first country to partially withdraw its embassy staff, and the first country to impose a very strict travel ban on Chinese citizens against the advice from the World Trade Organization. The timing is interesting as the U.S. is trying to send in a second evacuation flight to Wuhan to pick up more stranded U.S. citizens from that city, with additional flights possible down the road due to continued high demand from U.S. citizens still in Wuhan, according to the U.S. State Department. Now, for the Chinese authorities, though, their focus remains to be containment in the epicenter. They're doing several things there. One is to making more testing kits available by ramping up production of these testing kits to more than 700,000 a day, able to meet all demands, according to officials. They're also, of course, sending more medical professionals from around the country, more than 8,000 of them, to reinforce overworked local doctors and nurses. Then, of course, they've been building these two brand new facilities on the outskirts of Wuhan. The construction for the first one just completed, and that facility opened on Sunday and is now under the control of the Chinese military, with 1,400 military personnel running this facility, ready to receive patients from Wuhan and surrounding areas. Stephen Zhang, CNN, Beijing.
As fears of the coronavirus continue to plague the world, many are choosing to stay indoors. Take a look at the streets of Beijing. Only a few dare to venture out. Many shops remain closed. The epicenter of the virus is Wuhan, the biggest city in China's central region. Hundreds have died and thousands have been infected.